So if you've got rusty old tools, and let's be honest, who of us doesn't, I'm going to show you how to take them from this to this, where we're going to get rid of all of that built up rust and gunk and strip it off. And then you can refinish or oil them up and coat them as needed. So I just discovered Evapo-Rust, and they should definitely not let me have a debit card because this was on sale, so I definitely needed this big of a container. This is 3.5 gallons. It was enough that I could soak a full sewing machine in it in a different container. So anyways, if you don't know what Evapo-Rust does, it literally evaporates the rust. And when you first get it, it's a very nice yellow color. This one is no longer. So literally all you have to do, there's this lovely little basket, and you just huck your parts in there and let them soak. Depending on how rusty they are, you know, I usually just let mine soak overnight. So, you know, what are we going to try? Well, I got this old pair of vice grips here that's pretty nasty. Still works though. So we'll dip those in. Whoop. Careful now. I got this old screwdriver that I made way back when. I was just a little guy, and it's been around for a while, so it's a little bit rusty. I should probably scrape off some of there's some junk on there. Evapo-Rust does not take off paint and epoxy and all that kind of stuff, although I wouldn't trust it not to damage it if it's something you're trying to salvage. Anyways, okay, cool. So in you go. Now I got a socket that I forget where I left it and where I found it, but let's get this tape off of there. That's clearly to protect some rims. Kind of protected it from the rust. Okay, there we go. In you go. Got another one here that's in pretty nasty shape, especially down on the inside there. We'll drop that in. Boop. I have a ratchet that no longer ratchets, so let's see if a little spring works. It's a socket that also doesn't fit it. So if it doesn't twist, we'll dump both of those in there and see if this will start ratcheting again. What else? I have no idea what this is. Some kind of punch, I guess. I don't know, but I've used it for something. Let's see what it does to that. And then this old girl here is my old T-handle. Wipe some of the dust off of that. What brand is she? I can't really... Oh, what do I have there? Made in USA. Plum? I don't know. Okay, neat. Put that in there. And then the last thing I got is this lovely little C-clamp that is in pretty nasty shape. I don't know what's stuck on it over here. Try not to cut my fingies open. I don't know what that is, but it's on there good. So, yeah, we'll just dump that in there. And we'll come back tomorrow and see what we've got. Okay. Away we go. Okay, so here we are. It is the next day, as evidenced by my different color of sweater. Come on now. Let's get this open. It's my first day. Try not to spill this everywhere. Here we go. Here. Oh, ow. Bit me. Mm-hmm. Come on. Okay. Cool. Let's have a look-see at what we've got. So this hasn't been quite 24 hours. I think we're somewhere around the 20-hour mark. And let's go one piece at a time. Oh, look at that. That looks like a totally different tool there. And I can kind of see it too. Plum, made in USA. Cool. So the one thing with the Evapo-Rust, you do have to make sure you rinse everything off afterwards. So when you do that, make sure you use hot water instead of cold, because unfortunately, the moisture will cause things to rust again. What else have we got in here? Okay, we got the spinny boy. Does it spin? It looks a lot cleaner. That's good. No spin yet, but it does actually move a little bit. So that's kind of cool. I was hoping that would be totally freed up. But, that's neat. I think I'll be able to, though, I'll be able to work that free. So that's helpful. My screwdriver, yeah. That looks about just as crappy as it did the day I made it. And you can see there where I didn't get all the epoxy removed from the handle there. There's still some rust underneath that. And the paint's still on there. Cool. We have that punchy boy. That's neat. These look like totally different tools. Socket appears to have lost its laser etching, but it's a pretty clean socket again. There's my other socket. That one's obviously, that's the 3/4. That's cool. They're still black, as an impact socket should be. Yeah, some of the yellow paint came off of my screwdriver and got onto these vice grips. But those are, wow. Look at that. Those look totally different than they did yesterday. And what's left in here, last couple of bits. That clamp looks like a brand new clamp. That looks fantastic. And that socket also looks pretty fantastic. A little bit of rust still possibly on the inside there. So another day in the Evapo-Rust wouldn't hurt. And the Evapo-Rust is a lot stronger when it's brand new. I mean, I've run a whole freaking sewing machine through here, so this bucket's seen some work. But I am quite impressed. I can't believe I didn't know about this sooner. Yeah, I think you're going to go back in there. And I'm going to stick the ratchet back in there for another night. Oh, no need. It broke free. Look at that. Oh, and we're stuck again. So that just needs to be worked back and forth a bit. But that's amazing. So Evapo-Rust for the win. Pick you up a bucket. That stuff is worth it. I'm going to forget about that socket. It's going to live in there for a while. Here we are, as promised. I totally forgot about that socket that I left in here. And it's been about 3 weeks, I think. And look at that. It is completely and totally rust-free. So that's probably not great for the Evapo-Rust, but hey, that's a 12 millimeter. I still never found that elusive 10. Well, anyways, that stuff works pretty great. So I'm going to rinse this off with hot water so that the water evaporates quicker. And a little bit of WD-40. Just, it's not exactly an oil spray, but that'll just protect it a little bit as she gets used from rusting up again like that. Oh, I found this in the subframe of an old car. So this socket's lived a life. And a fun little bonus here on the Snap-ons. A lot of them have a little date code. So I don't recognize that one off of the top of my head there, but that's a 3. So this was built in a year of a 3, like a 93 or 03 or 13. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope this helped. Let me know in the comments what else I can do for you. Have a good one.